house of the devil.
It's my house.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome
to the Little Monsters Movie Podcast, where I am Dino.
And I am Ted.
Yes, he is. And we got an awesome movie for you tonight. We're laughing because this is take 2. Yeah. But anyways, it's all okay. We've had issues the past 2 days with YouTube, the server, all kinds of stuff. So we're good. We're good to go.
It's just take 2.
Take 2. And
it's like being an actor.
We are doing The House of the Devil, which is a 2009 movie by Ty West. And it takes place, though, in the year 1983.
And it really does have that authentic feel to it.
Ted.
The music, Walkmans, the cars,
the big
hairstyles,
everything.
Clothes. Yeah, I mean...
The feel, the music, and with Ty West, his kind of twist on the look of the film. I mean... this dude caught my attention, and this is the first film I ever watched.
Damn, you got to get on him then.
Yes, and you've seen some more.
Innkeepers, The Sacrament,
yes,
all quality.
And I never seen him. This was the first one, and I went in cold. This is the first time I ever seen a movie, and awesome movie. I will recommend this to everybody who especially likes the late 70s, early 80s slow burn to that climax at the end of the film.
If you like stuff like Rosemary's Baby or The Omen, these are the movies you want to watch. This is a good movie.
Without a doubt. This was an awesome movie.
They're out there like, what? Huh?
Check it out. I never knew about this until I looked it up and stuff and found out.
I only knew about it because a band that I liked. They said it was one of their favorite movies. They had a list of horror movies, and it was the only one on the list I hadn't seen. Like, well, I got to check out that movie. So, and there you go.
Yeah, and it's 6 years old.
This is an American movie. You know, it's it didn't have a big theatrical release. It was kind of like a straight to video kind of movie.
Oh,
but
these are the movies that are better than some of the big budget ones that are out there. Right? I mean,
in my opinion,
in my opinion too.
You go on, it's pretty highly regarded. You go on the usual websites, IMDb or or Rotten Tomatoes or whatever. I mean, it's held up in pretty high regard.
Which is probably the reason Ty West now is getting a shot at some big budget movies with some big. But let's hope he does.
I'm glad the Western's coming back. Let me just go. Yeah. We weren't talking about this in take 1, but I just saw The Hateful Eight over the weekend, and I gotta say,
fantastic movie.
It's dialogue heavy.
I figured.
And some of the best Samuel L. Jackson acting you will ever see in your life.
Samuel Jackson was the star of the movie?
Well, I mean, there was 8. There's the 8 characters, and they all had their moments to shine.
Yeah.
But, he's just so magnetic.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
And great movie. If you hadn't gotten a chance to see it, I saw the 70mm Roadshow version, and... that's really, until New Year's Eve, you got a chance to go see it in your city, go see it.
Yeah.
They give you a program, and only the second time in my life where there were no previews.
That's what you said, yeah. No previews?
No previews, no commercials, overture, straight to movie. The only other time I saw that was the first showing of the day when the first Star Wars Special Edition came out in 97. Yeah. It wasn't a packed theater, but it was pretty good. It was at one of the local theaters. And the manager came out and talked to us a little bit about how he was an usher during the first Star Wars movie.
That's cool.
And the curtain just spread apart, and there was the 20th Century Fox. And then when I went to go see it later that night, then there were lots of previews.
Yeah.
But that was kind of cool. No previews, just right up to the movie.
Oh, awesome.
Second time in my whole life where I didn't have to sit through a half-hour commercials.
Cool. But, I got to see that movie for sure.
But yeah, I'm just going to go out there and say I like that the Western's kind of making a resurgence.
Me too.
I love a lot of old Westerns.
Yeah, and there's speaking of that, the actor in here who ends up being the old guy at the house that asks
Tom
Samantha. I'm jumping ahead just a little bit because of the Western we're talking about. He played an excellent character on Hell on Wheels. He played a preacher, crazy, wicked preacher, like a little touched evil guy. So that guy in this movie is awesome too, which we will get to.
Tom Noonan, you might remember him from
Dee Wallace makes a cameo at the very beginning of this movie. I know there's big Dee Wallace fans out there, and she's there.
And I love that. I think I mentioned before. No, I didn't. That by the time they have her name in the credits of the movie, her character's gone. Like, you don't see her the rest of the movie. So
yeah, because they
like Andy Wallace, but her character's done.
Yeah, because they did a whole thing with this movie with the credits and stuff like they did back in the...
a lot of 70s and starting like in the 90s, they didn't have the credits at the beginning of the movie. They put them. You might got a couple things at the beginning,
and then mostly
and some
at the
directors
end.
like Tarantino, he still likes to have the credits at the beginning of his films,
and
then you'd have the big list of credits at the end. But that kind of fell by the wayside after the
credits,
right? And also, like in the 70s and 80s, you had the freeze frame, like when the credits would come on, whatever the characters in the movie were doing, you'd have that freeze. Yeah, and he does that.
Yes, Ty West did this in here. Yeah, that's very cool. When Samantha's walking down with her headphones and her big Walkman, and her
just freezes House of the Devil.
Oh, I love that.
And Rob Zombie did that too.
Cool.
He did that with some of the opening credits of Lords of Salem. I know a lot of people don't like that movie. I'm gonna be very unpopular and say I think it's his best movie. I really dug the hell out of that movie, and it's probably out of all his movies, it's the one I would watch again. And he did it during the opening credits of Devil's Rejects when they're escaping from the house.
So it was better than Devil's Rejects, huh?
Devil's Rejects is great, but I just liked the style and the story of Lords of Salem. I just
okay.
Yeah, it's just personal.
Believe it or not, I passed that up because of we were talking before you probably seen it about how it was not.
Have you seen it since?
No, I haven't.
You have to watch it.
I guess I am now, but yeah. So
there's nothing in it not to like.
No.
I thought the story was kind of cool, and it definitely reminded me of 70s, 80s horror movies. And I think he would agree with that. I think that's maybe what he was going for. Doesn't take place in the 80s, but there's not a whole lot to place it either. It could be in the 80s, except for maybe there's a cell phone. I think there's one scene where a guy's using his cell phone.
Yeah.
Other than that, you can't tell.
Cool.
So yeah, I like it.
Cool. But this movie, it's it's got that, like you say, slow burn. But I wouldn't even call it a slow burn, because even during that slow, dramatic, suspenseful work, up through the dread and terror to the climax, I was holding my breath for every step of the way. Oh,
what's in there? What's behind that door?
Well, I mean, because when Samantha, the main character in this movie, is in this house, which she ends up going for a babysitting job and stuff like that. Just everything she does in this house, you're just going, what's she going to do next? What's she going to do next? She'll walk up to a door and she'll stop. Because the house is big. Right. She'll stop. She'll pull away. She'll walk back down. So there's so many of those instances in this movie.
I like when they do that and they pan and show you what's in the room. And then they come, and it's like, she didn't go in there. She didn't see that.
And when they eventually show you what's in that room, and she's like behind it
there,
you're like, holy frick, this is... I'm telling you, anybody who's passed up on this horror movie, check it out.
Yeah, it's really good. Or if you haven't heard of it,
if you haven't,
turn us off and go watch it. I don't even know. Is it on YouTube? I don't even know.
Believe it or not, the whole movie's up there for some reason. I don't know how it got up there, but it's up there.
So there you go. Go watch it for free. Turn us off, watch it for free, then
come back and watch it. Yeah.
Listen to what we have to say about it.
Exactly. Do that. Because it's...
Because I don't want to spoil anything for it, because we will. We're going to spoil the info.
I mean, we're going to talk about the whole movie, totally.
We don't apologize.
No.
We assume you did your homework.
We assume.
And
anyways...
so should we talk about how the film actually starts?
Yeah, go ahead.
It starts off with some text... saying, in the 1980s, I think like 70% of Americans believed in satanic cults existing in America.
And I think me and Ted were talking about this, like, we grew up in that 80s, Satanic panic where everybody thought it was going around on everywhere.
Rumors of it everywhere.
But you'd never find anything. There were books, going... I remember reading my first book in the 80s about... It turned out to be The Believer. With... Martin Sheen, which was a good movie based on a book, which the book was even way better.
Never read that book.
Yeah, but very, very good. But yeah,
all the talk shows, Geraldo, Donahue,
Martin Downey Jr.
I loved Martin Downey Jr.
He's on YouTube. Check him out if you like a good laugh, because Martin Downey Jr. is great.
And all those hosts, all the the trashy news shows. It was just big news. Anytime, if you had a story about satanic cults, it was getting on Geraldo. I mean,
oh yeah, he was big
interviewing
into that,
people, and it ended up being I think after lots of investigations, FBI and police and all, a bunch of hooey, but
Well, I think what happened. Okay, well, this is just my spin. We'll get back to the movie, but the whole satanic panic back in the 80s was, I mean, there were so many, and there still is today, but they've got past the satanic panic. There's so many kidnappings. How many people go missing every day in this country, let alone around the world?
Mm-hmm.
So I think people came up with this is what's going on, and it's devil worship. They're sacrificing our children because a lot of children go missing every year, and are never found, never seen again, and I think that's where it sprung up in that 80s from a couple cases and took off from there. And,
we really started getting the kidnapping thing going in the 80s. It really started coming to the forefront, especially with John Walsh's son, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, even to where this day, if you work in a hospital, if there's a missing child, it's a code Adam.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, just, and it, again, just named after that child. All the things that happened because of that child gone missing and murdered. So
it's a shame, man, but yeah.
But that's sort of the direction the movie goes. Not satanic panic, but it is going to get into a small satanic
like we said.
cult.
Yeah, the last 10, 15 minutes,
right,
is where that kind of. Well, I mean, it works its way to that. I mean, after you watch the movie, you kind of go because they're weird.
Yeah, you don't get a whole lot of the whys and wherefores, but...
Well, she needs the money, is what...
Right.
She's got a girlfriend who actually is, sticking by her side.
Well, did we mention the apartment? She's looking at...
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
No. I was going through the movie in order.
Yeah, I'm jumping all around, I guess.
You do.
Yeah, we jump all around. But, okay, yeah, so she starts off, she's looking for an apartment, or a house. She's looking with Dee Wallace.
To get out of the dorm.
She's to get out of the dorm because she's got a hoary little, roommate.
Yeah, hoary roommate who's always spreading.
Got the sock on the door, don't come in if you see the sock.
And I love it when she does give it, come on, it's morning.
Unbelievable.
But she really likes this place, but she's a little concerned about, the money. She doesn't have a whole lot.
Yeah.
And Dee Wallace's character, the landlady, says, I just got a good feeling about you. If you can get me just the first month's, rent up front, it's yours, And, she wants to take it, so she's got to find a way, I think she says she's got $84 in the checking account. So she's got to find a way to get, up to $300 in about 5 days.
Yeah.
Happens to see a sign.
Babysitter.
College, all the, things with little pull tags.
Yeah.
And
I'll take one of those.
Babysitter. And it's got a number, and, the word sitter's got $sign through it. And she takes one, calls about it, has to leave a message. Mm-hmm. It's on a payphone. And she leaves her dorm room number, and she starts walking away, and that's where it gets creepy. Because I don't think they had star 69
yeah,
in the 80s.
No, but the payphone starts ringing again.
Right. And she even says, how did you get this number? And he
just continues to talk.
Works his way all around
Tom Noonan, even his voice.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Guy's a strange character.
If you don't know Tom Noonan, think back to Manhunter. The original Hannibal Lecter movie, where the guy's chasing not the one with Ed Norton and Anthony Hopkins. That was Red Dragon, but it's the same story. Mm-hmm. Tom Noonan is the one that played the Red Dragon in that movie, the serial killer in that movie. And he was. Remember, I mentioned to you we were going to do a werewolf movie at some point.
Werewolf,
and I mentioned
werewolf,
and I mentioned that one with the dude in it that reminded me of Charles Bronson. Blind guy. I forgot.
Can't remember the name of it.
Dark Phases or Late Phases.
It's a newer one.
Yeah. And Tom Noonan's in that one. He plays a preacher in that one too. A priest in that one too. And it's actually a pretty decent movie. We'll do it soon.
Okay,
we'll do it because it's fun.
Hey, if Tom Noonan's in there, you got me right off the bat.
And the old guy that's in it, I don't know why, he just reminds me of Charles Bronson. And shame on you if you don't know Charles Bronson. I say it every time.
I think most people know, but anyways.
I'd be surprised.
No, I guess not.
My wife don't know who he is. She wouldn't know him.
No, that's true. I mean, come on. We got to go back 20 years. But anyways.
I guess.
But
she you know, he calls and says, you know, yeah, we really could use you. And he mentions that I don't know my way around the campus there, but I can pull up to the, I think he says the student affairs office. That's where he dropped off the flyers.
Front. Yeah, so she ends up sitting on the steps and waits and
like
waits.
hours or something.
Yeah, because she's really hoping he shows up.
And it's cold.
Yeah.
Not snowy, but you know she's got her winter coat on and her hat. And I
puts her headphones in her.
And just to have a little bit of Christmas there when the school like the bell chime rings.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The bell towers hark the herald angels sing.
Yeah.
So there you go. We got a little holiday.
Yeah, a little holiday right after Christmas. I know. Yeah, when I was watching the movie, I'm like going, where'd the Christmas music come from? But yeah, so she just ends up basically waiting there forever.
Yeah, she gets stood up.
Yeah, and gets like you said, gets stood up, and
she's laying there listening to her music, man. Just
yeah.
And the old headphones, remember they were orange. The pads were orange. And then she meets up with her girlfriend Megan.
Yeah.
Who's pretty foxy. Pretty foxy.
Yeah, she's got that
feathered blonde
80's feathered blonde hair. Yeah, she's a real go-getter. You know what I'm saying?
She is, man. I'd go get her.
You know, but I like the other girl though.
I don't know.
We're strange. I don't know. We got different tastes.
I like the ones that seem easier. The ones that aren't going to take a whole lot of work.
I like a challenge.
A challenge.
I like a challenge.
A challenge. So they're at the
oui, monsieur.
Or they're at the dorm pizza parlor or whatever like that, and eating sucky pizza and Coca-Cola.
And what gets to me with this in this part of the movie is not gets to me, but you get. I've said stupid things before. I'm mumbling. What the hell's wrong with me? Anyways, I'm used to mumbling. I mumble a lot. Ted's got the clear radio voice. I'm the mumbler. But anyways,
you know, I was told that at work the other day that I had a really good voice for
you. Do got a good voice. I mean,
do I sound good when you
sound real good on the yeah. Me on the other hand, that's why
buttered soul.
That's why I'm the jokester, Ted, because I don't got as good a voice. But
late nights with Ted.
I'm getting better.
Jazz.
Anyways, what's cool? What gets to me on this is she's so strapped for money. But do you notice when she gets up and they eventually get out of the pizza place? They're leaving behind their big drinks and their big pizza. They took one bite and like, this is sick. I don't like this pizza.
What a waste of money.
And it's like, okay, you're that hard up. You better eat that freaking pizza.
Well, I like, but she takes the blonde one, Maggie. She takes this pizza's nasty today. It's like a pizza place. Their pizza's going to be the same every time. What do you mean it's nasty today?
Unless they let if it's not a busy time, it just sets out.
I don't know.
Like Sbarro's up where we are.
My philosophy. And I think it was in a movie somewhere a long time ago. I can't remember what movie, but pizza's like sex. Even when it's bad, it's good. I mean, even the worst pizza, you'll still eat it.
Yeah.
You know, you'll sit there and go, man, this ain't the best pizza, but you'll still eat it.
Mm-hmm. No, that's true. Pizza's pizza. Pizza's good.
There's good pizza, bad pizza, but you
we got a great pizza place around here, Angelo's Pizza.
Oh, Lakewood.
Woo!
Plug.
But anyways, she ends up...
I got a gift card for them for Christmas, too.
Do you?
Oh, yeah. I'm waiting for a Monday.
Ooh.
Half price za. When you eat inside.
Let me know. We're going to have to go with you.
You go there on Mondays, can't get a seat in that place on Mondays.
That's true.
Unless you get there right when they open at 11. Forget about it all day. Wait.
Oh, well. Anyway, she does go back to her dorm room where she...
you know what? I just got to throw this in because I think that Megan, her dad's kind of like well off or something because she even says, my dad will give you the money.
Yeah, Samantha's trying to be very independent and doesn't want no handouts, basically.
Do it on her own steam. That's what she wants to do.
Right.
And they even say it was kind of weird how that guy stood you up. I mean, he sounded like he really needed the help and all this, and then he just stands you up like that.
But her... hoary roommate. I keep saying that because she is
a little bit.
She says, "Oh, you got a phone call."
And because she goes back to the dorm.
Yeah,
and that's where you're talking about. I don't know if we mentioned it. If we mentioned it already, how the roommate's side of the room is strewn with clothes.
There's a line down the middle of their dorm room where the other side's got not a spot you could walk on. It's all garbage and clothes and this and that, and hers is just perfectly clean and
organized
and organized. Yeah.
So you can see why she wants to get out of this dorm, live her own way.
Yes.
And a lot of people are like that at college dorms. I mean, I remember I had a girlfriend that went to university, and I'd go visit, and the bathrooms are great. I mean, you try to take a shower in those things, you do not go in there barefoot. You know, she even, like, gave me her flip-flops. She's like, don't go in there barefoot.
Ugh.
You know, you'll get some kind of funky
Yeah, I don't even want to think about it, but...
Yeah, I mean, people come up drunk and puke in the sinks and throw food around. You go in the common room, turn on the TV, there's pizza caked on the TV.
Yeah, you got to think that's got to be the most dirtiest place that possibly
every bacteria
is.
and germ known to man.
Because they don't
Meningitis
care.
all over the place.
Oh, God, Ted. Oh, my gosh.
You know.
But
Absolutely,
anyways,
the college students have a high case incidence of meningitis. So.
But anyway, she...
little health info for you.
She gets the male nurse over here. But anyway,
right, so the roommate says, hey, you had a call from some guy. So she calls, and sure enough, it's Tom Noonan, whose name is Mr. Ullman.
Yes.
In this, and he apologizes that he had a bunch of things going on. I'm so sorry, but I could really use your help if you're still interested, and I'll pay you double. He says.
Yeah.
He said that's $100. So he was going to pay her $50.
And I think we find out that. Okay, go ahead. She was going to pay $50.
So he's going to give her $100.
Yeah.
Now, okay, gets her real damn close to where she needs to be.
He did say, though, when he was on the phone, that he had somebody this morning, but she fell through, and he hasn't been able to get nobody else, and we'll find out why in a few seconds.
Right.
Here.
There's a reason why.
Yeah.
She was the smart one.
Yeah. So she ends up, saying okay, and she gets the address and all that.
Right. It's out in the middle of nowhere in the country.
Yes.
So her friend Megan, who has a car, it's a Volvo 80's, I don't know what year, but it's an 80's style Volvo, and she's driving her out there, and the whole time it's like she's trying to talk her out of it. Like, he stood you up before. This is just weird.
Doesn't sound right.
Right.
I mean,
it doesn't sound right.
Weird,
You're out in the middle of nowhere. Who lives out here?
Right. and she does and then that's where she brings out all because she said she was going to take all the flyers that he put up down.
Yeah, when they were at the pizza place. You're right.
And she ends up showing her, and she goes, "Oh, so that's why."
She said, "You know what you should do? Take all his flyers down so no one else gets the job."
Which,
and she acts like she's actually mad about that. It's like, who gives a damn?
Exactly. But you come to find out that, man, this girl kind of did it to her. But anyways, although she wanted to do it herself.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah.
But yeah, she's telling her and trying to convince her the whole time that she'll stick with her there. She don't want paid for it or nothing like that. She just wants to stay with her so that she's safe.
Right.
A good friend, you know what I mean? Good friend.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like this girl, man.
I do too, man.
And
I'm gonna make her mine.
Oh boy, you did send her letters.
Yeah, and a picture of myself riding on a horse without my shirt on, and I had a lasso. And
your glitter lasso. It was all silver. And
and she sent it back to me and she just
didn't you spray it with perfume and you put the Abba-CD in there too?
Yeah.
You went all out for
her. I really
her.
tried to make it nice, and she sent it back, and all she did was like draw one of those little mustaches on me, like the Italian guy.
What a bitch!
I don't know if if it was flirting or what. I don't know.
Well, Ted. I mean, I did warn you about these kind of Hollywood independent girls here that But anyways,
I'll mail it back. This was a while ago. I had other things to do. I had kids and stuff. So
unbelievable.
But I'll make some time for her.
But anyways, getting back to the ambiance of this movie.
The ambience.
Man, this ambience of this movie is just...
driving through the foggy country.
Yeah.
Passing cemeteries.
Yeah. Kind of showing the location.
I love old cemeteries, though.
Oh, I do too. I love.
Where's that? Isn't there one that we've got around here, like over by Tinker's Creek or something like that? What's the one with that? They call the Witch's Ball.
The Witch's Ball. That's off Tinker's Creek somewhere in Valley View, Ohio.
I went there ages ago. I'd love to go again, just to make maybe some etchings of the headstones. I remember there was a headstone at this cemetery, and it just said killed by husband. That's like what it said. I forgot.
Right.
But it said that on the gravestone, killed by husband.
And another one said, infected with splinter.
Another one, and this was really cool, it said, infected with splinter. The other one said, I told you I was sick.
Oh! Yeah! Craziness.
I did that at work one time when someone was going to pass away. I have when you work in the healthcare field,
a dark sense of humor.
You have a dark sense of humor.
You have to.
A morbid sense of humor.
Yeah.
And, one of my coworkers, her patient wasn't doing well. And I said, I just heard the family talking. You know what they're going to put on the tombstone? And I was like, I told you I was sick.
Oh, Ted. But anyways.
No disrespect is ever intended. It's just, that's how we deal with
No, hey, I get it.
Washing dead bodies.
I get it 100%. I get it 100%.
I had a lady poop on my shoe today. Oh. Not these shoes.
Yeah, he showered and fed and anyway.
But pooped on my shoe.
That's disturbing and disgusting, but no,
I told her, I know you didn't do it on purpose, but you still pooped on my shoe.
I could never do that. Oh, I have a story with... Oh, there's Tom Noonan. Well, anyways, they arrive...
Yeah, they get to the house.
At the house, yeah, and they pull up, and there's a red Volvo... Or, no, another red small
car.
vehicle.
Right, you got to remember that.
Yeah, because that comes to play a little bit later on in the movie. And she ends up, her and her friend going in.
And I love when he opens the door.
I love the house.
He seems like he's so tall.
Yeah.
Because you just see him like from here down, and they come in and they sit down and he talks to him a little bit. And
but I love the scene when they do walk up. That house scene is almost reminiscent to me of like the Amityville house scene. I mean, it really sticks out to me.
Right.
For some reason,
it's almost a character. It's almost a character.
It's a character. Exactly. Which is the inside of the house is a character of its own too. Because pretty much, when she's left alone, there's Samantha. It's her and the house for about
most of the
40 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes.
Getting to know each other.
Yeah, getting to know you.
I guess at this point, we do have to say that the big news going on all the TVs in the background is that there's going to be a lunar eclipse.
Yes, this
which is sort of important in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know why we did.
We kind of forgot to mention it.
Yeah, it's kind of the biggest.
And even Megan says, if I hear one more person mention this stupid eclipse. Yeah. And there are flyers all around the college, watch the eclipse. And what's the first thing Tom Noonan says? Oh boy, this eclipse coming up. It's going to be something.
Oh, and he's going on and on about, well, first of all, he brings...
He says a few things.
He wants to bring her aside to tell her, hey, I can only pay... He only wants her there.
I'm only paying for one person's time.
He wants only her there.
Right. And she even says, she's just here dropping me off. She just making sure everything's
and he goes,
okay.
Good. And then ends up, sitting her down and breaking her news.
Right. Well, before that, I just want to say, in regards to that eclipse, he specifically mentions a couple of things. Okay. Well, first, she asks him, "Oh, are you an astronomer?" "No, not exactly." Or, "Are you a teacher?" "No, not exactly." Yeah. But he mentions that we are in the perfect place in the whole United States to see this eclipse. So location. Okay, yeah. We're gonna find, they are there for a specific reason at this place, this secluded place. So yeah, then he's like you were gonna say, I think that he's gonna spill the beans and tell her the truth of the matter.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, he kind of sits her down after and tells her there's a reason why he hasn't. The other girl didn't work out, and it's not really. She's not babysitting a kid. He wants her to babysit his mother.
Or his mother-in-law. I think it's his wife's
mother-in-law, whatever.
Yeah. I think it's his wife's mother. Yeah. But yeah, same difference. He's like, you won't have to do anything medical.
Right.
He's like, you really won't have to do anything at all. She keeps to herself. They just want someone here in case. Because she's not being left alone. It's like, you probably won't even see her.
And she ends up saying, no. He goes, 200.
Yeah, he just keeps laying down Benjamins on the table.
And then she goes...
Well, because that $300 right there, that's the rent, and plus she's got some money left over.
So she goes, 400. He's basically, he says, okay, And
that changes, like she says in the movie, this night, this 4 hours changes my life.
So she's rolling the dice, even though this guy is weird, and he's going on and on, too.
Misrepresented what was going to happen.
Right. And you could tell he's hiding something, or just a very weird, odd felt, because he keeps saying, my night's been a living hell kind of this whole day. I've been trying to get things together.
He never says what it is they're going to go do. Right. He and his wife are going out, and it's so important. We really, this is a very important occasion for us. And no one asks, no one says, or when anybody does try to question him, he skirts around it, and... Yeah, you assume it's got something to do with this eclipse or whatever because he was going on about it, but or he does mention he's like we do have a child because that comes into play later on too. He says we do have a child, but he's grown. We don't have a
which later on she finds some pictures, but because you do find out Yeah, whatever. We'll say
Yeah,
that. We'll say that a little bit. We'll build some dramatic, eerie, dreadful suspense.
That's right.
To
We're gonna slow burn
climax
this podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna slow burn it. But yeah, I mean, basically.
Yeah, smacks the money down on the table, and Megan even still tells her, no, don't do this, don't do this. But I mean, hey, even these days, $400 for 4 hours worth of work.
I'll tell you though, man.
I only do that when I act in porn. I mean,
Ted, we shouldn't talk about that.
Oh, all right.
That's another. No, he's kidding, people. But anyways, they. Yeah. Okay. I am too, and my stage name is Buck Naked.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Anyways, Seinfeld, George Costanza.
Buck Naked.
Did I tell you that before? But anyways. So she does accept the $400 and goes and tells her friend, basically.
Yeah. Just be back here at 12:30. That's what she says to her. Just promise me you'll be here at 12:30.
So she ends up leaving.
Driving out. Yeah.
Driving out, and she pulls up around where the cemetery is, and she's trying to light a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
And some guy just comes up to the car out of the clear blue, scares her half to death, and goes, yeah. And
it looked like you could use a light.
And meanwhile, he's looking all around.
Yeah, that won't give you a heart attack.
Oh, well, she's not looking at him.
Well, she even says that, that's it, I've had a heart attack.
Yeah, but I won't, show what happens next because it's pretty.
Well, she even says, where did you even come from anyway? Yeah. And I forget exactly how the conversation goes, but he says something to her to the effect that, aren't you the babysitter?
Yes, he makes sure he asks, "Are you the babysitter?"
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as she says no, boom!
Bam. And that is up.
Oh, it's brutal. That's why I didn't show it.
The whole head.
Yes.
Boom.
He just blows it off, and he gets in the car, and basically he's going to drive it away. But he bends down over her corpse, and all the brain splatters. Gets the cigarette.
Yeah, takes the drag.
So takes the cigarette out of her hand. He's
it could catch the car on fire.
Yeah, not going to go to waste, but anyways. Yeah,
and I'm going to bring up something about this girl who got shot here later on because, and when I watched the movie again, I'm like, why did he do that? So
okay, go ahead.
But
later.
Yeah,
okay,
it's not till the end.
Yeah,
till the end when we get in there. So yeah, I mean,
and I think we find out
he seems like he's a little nervous after he does it. He's dragging on the cigarette there, and he looks a little apprehensive. Something's. We just get something's going on. Something's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just building up to it. And so we're back at the house, and Mr. Ullman, Tom Noonan.
We shouldn't give away who the guy is yet or nothing? Or
it's some guy.
Yeah, some strange.
But it's a guy who's obviously in the know because he asked, are you the babysitter?
Right.
So.
No, it's... Keep talking.
All right. So he gives her half the money up front, and he's like,
a little bit of noise in the background.
The other half when we come back,
because we're in a giant theater system that we've built up here in a bunker.
Yes.
And
this is our bunker. We hunker down.
Yeah. My man cave, my bunker.
And I do like when he says,
we're about how far deep down do you think we are? About 500 feet?
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, it takes me 5 minutes to climb down the ladder.
Okay, so about 500 feet.
I'm not like you. I can't just hold on to the sides and slide
I love
down.
doing that. That's so fun.
I know I'm gonna get a splinter and
because I keep that greased pretty much.
Well, that's why I have to hold on to the rungs. I don't like to touch the sides. And I don't know what that funk is. It's like Crisco.
Anyways,
and he says he's gonna go upstairs and collect his wife.
Right, he's going to collect her.
Yeah, and when he goes up there, you can hear him. I love this.
Tell my wife, I'm collecting you.
You can hear him talking to somebody up there.
Yes, you can.
And something like, please don't worry, I've got it under control. And,
yes.
He sounds like
he's talking to somebody. But what happens
and
is...
getting the shit end of the conversation, sort of.
Yeah.
But and then what were you going? I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
No, and his wife, Mrs. Ullman.
Mm-hmm.
Comes up from a back door,
like the kitchen door. Or something
like she's coming out from the back.
Not upstairs at all.
But you find out that there is a back staircase that goes up there.
Yeah.
So maybe she did kind of come down.
I'm thinking. I don't think that's what happened.
No. Okay. Could be.
But anyway, he was talking because to someone else.
Right. Could be that too. Because we hear the other voice? I think we kind of do, or no? I can't.
If you do, we certainly can't hear what they're saying.
Okay. But she does say that she was down in the basement
looking for her furs.
Her furs, yeah.
Because
which is a lie, but anyways.
Right. Mr. Ullman does mention when they came there that we just moved here. We're still settling in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she talks to the girl. Oh, you're so pretty. I bet the boys like you.
She rubs her and she kisses her.
Yeah,
on
make
the
her feel
mouth
real.
And gives her some time. Oh wait, that's that other movie that we were talking.
What? She's French and Greek.
She didn't do that.
That was the movie I acted in. I always
like
to start them off with a little kiss before I go stampeding in.
But anyways, her husband, Tom Noonan, he walks down, sees his wife, and goes, "Oh, so you've met her?"
Yeah, right, and like, oh yes, and she's lovely, and yeah, they
boy, knowing how it ends and the backstory and how they're, it's just so creepy, man.
These are real creepy people, and
they are. Man.
You would think, and again, I think everything in her guts is telling her you should not be here.
Oh,
if it wasn't for that $400.
Yes.
Because
every step of the way, even the minute they leave, she's apprehensive about everything. Mm-hmm. She starts calling up her friend immediately.
Right. So the Ullmans leave, and and he keeps telling her, there's
not the Ullmans like the movie.
There's a number for the pizza. Number for pizza. He keeps talking about the pizza place. He gives her like an extra $20 for pizza.
Right before he closes the door, he goes, "Yeah, don't forget about the pizza."
Right.
That's important too later on.
Right.
But yeah. Well, suspenseful. We'll keep you thinking.
Well, there's a reason why he.
There's a reason.
Nothing that he does is not calculated.
Oh yeah, they've got this. Well, they've got it planned out.
I hear college students really like pizza. And he mentions it again. He's like, "Oh, I said that already, didn't I?"
Yes.
There's a reason why. So so they leave, and you're right. She
wanders pretty much the house. She starts
looking around,
looking room to room,
and you think you're in someone else's house, and you're plundering around, looking in drawers and things like that.
Yep.
But which one of us wouldn't do that?
No. Yeah. Well, she's there, like they said, to keep an eye on his mother-in-law, and you would think. Yeah, okay, I'd like to see where she might be, what's going on. She starts, looking into... Well, she just, like I said, she calls to see if her friend's there and stuff like that. And she does it about 3 or 4 times.
A bunch of times, and she's never... Oh, and she's got one of those answer machine messages.
Yeah.
Where, you're like, "Hello. Oh, I'm not here." And you feel like a jackass because you started talking.
Oh, damn you. But, so she's looking in every room, which, like I said, this house is big.
Right.
And,
lots of ins, lots of outs, lots of doors.
Yeah, like a back way up, the front way up. Lots of cool...
through the outdoor.
Yeah. Into the outdoor... What's that song? Anyways, we won't sing. But
it's a Led Zeppelin album that I'd kind of rather not talk about.
But yeah, she basically, she sees there's a billiard room. She closes it.
Yeah, shooting some pool. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that, shooting some pool.
Goes to the office where she actually sits down and goes through the drawers.
Yeah.
Now that she is going,
That's weird. And she pulls out these weird glasses.
Yeah.
And I actually have a pair of glasses kind of like that. They almost look like joke glasses.
Yeah.
The ones that kind of make your eyes look big. I have a pair of those.
Are they the ones you got jokes, or do you really need them that bad?
No, they're just joke glasses.
Well, that's okay. That's what I think.
When we did our Halloween
I know
movie,
you got
when we did our Halloween movie, that's the ones that I wore.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, we made one. And they look exactly
the
like
one we did back in the day.
Back in the day?
Yeah, our zombie movie, which we will get up one day.
Oh, yeah.
In one form or the other.
If we ever want to
with a little bit of editing.
If we just put the whole thing up there. I don't think any of the clips are that long, so...
Was the volume in there, though? I think it was.
What, on the clips?
We might have to do a running commentary on our... We could do that!
Oh my
so
God.
We don't hear... Because the copyrights will come up for The Exorcist and stuff like that with the sounds and stuff. Anyways.
Even if it's just for a few seconds?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
YouTube's crazy. But
Dang.
we'll see. Who knows? I'll have to look back on the video we made, which was, funny as heck. But
or if not, you can always just put the Night of the Living Dead part up there, because that's... No copyright.
No, we need the whole thing somehow. We'll get it up there. But yeah, she's looking through. She sees
it's like a kid's room.
Kids' room too.
Trophies and stuff like that. And one thing she is going to stumble across is a photograph a photograph of a family,
Yeah.
a mother, a father, and a small child, and that red car that she sees the Ullmans get in when they drive away.
Right.
And she doesn't necessarily get it yet, but it's telling us this isn't the Ullmans' house.
Right.
All right? This is this other family's house. That's their car.
Yeah.
You know, where's this family at?
Yep.
And, you know, we're going to find that, yeah, these people are creepy because they've just taken over a house that's not theirs in this particular area for a particular reason.
Yes.
Did she order the pizza yet? Did she order the
No,
pizza?
she didn't.
She didn't order any pizza?
No. When she orders the pizza, everything starts going,
I guess.
you know, you remember?
I
anyway,
guess. I mean, orders pizza. I know she flips on, like, all the lights in the place. And,
yeah, but she doesn't go in the one room where... They didn't specify what room she's in, but she knows something. Stop at this room. I'm not going to open this one up.
I don't know why, but yeah, you're right.
You know?
They never tell her what room is hers.
She opens other ones.
See, that's weird stuff. They don't even tell her what room is hers.
She sensed
You know, they never show her where the bathroom is. You know, things like that. Where the television is, she just finds it on her own.
Yeah.
And, she turns on some news.
You think they'd give a tour around the house.
Yeah, like, here's where things are. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Of course, I wouldn't let a complete stranger in my house anyway.
Exactly.
But, I mean, who asks for a babysitter that way? I mean, even the 80's. You know, who gets a babysitter that way? Some stranger.
That's how they used to do it, man. Like you said, the little clips on the thing, you know, like Lost Cat, Come Watch My Kid.
I don't know.
But, yeah, whichever. But, yeah, she ends up watching the news, and, they talk about the lunar eclipse.
Of course. And I do like at the bottom it says, coming up next, Frightmare Theater or something. Cause that's
and you know what movie it's on there?
Night of the Living Dead.
Night of the Living Dead's playing on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know why he used it? Because he could use it for free.
Isn't it funny?
And then, she puts on her headphones, and in the next 5 minutes, she's just dancing around the house to...
that's actually a very...
that's a good song, The Fix.
Yeah, she's listening to The Fix.
Isn't it One Thing Leads to Another?
Yeah, one thing leads to... And she's so cute running around the house, too. She's so... I don't know.
The Fix only had, like, 2 good songs.
She's cute.
She's cute.
She's dancing around in an 80's
foxy
way. Yeah, and you would never know this is a 2009 film.
She's cute. She's just not foxy.
Right.
All right, let's just put it that way.
She's innocently...
I think I'm the only guy that uses that word when I'm talking about chicks.
Foxy.
Yeah, it's just foxy. Man.
And I love how she's dancing and pulling up and looking in rooms as she's twisting around,
light,
dancing.
Looks in the basement, turns on the light.
You know,
it ain't going down there.
You know, I mean, doing all her little twists and turns and
it's cute.
Room to room and
One thing.
Oh, it's very cool, and
she's got the Walkman clipped to her belt.
The big radio. It looks like a.
And even the way that they wore their clothes, then you got to remember how they wore their clothes. What we would now call like mom pants,
right?
Where they were pulled up a little
higher. Pulled up higher, the jeans, yeah.
Right, not where your
jeans have changed over the years.
Yeah, yeah. Now every father just tells
and down,
pull your shirt down, pull your pants up. Let's try to cover this area. And remember she knocks the vase over.
Yeah, she is dancing and
dancing around, shaking her ass.
And it's right in front of the door that she won't open.
That's right.
So she books it down, gets a dustpan, and I don't know why when she gets that dustpan off, it's like they focused on those keys for some reason, but it never comes into play. No. But anyways, just some
misdirection, man. Just
observation, yeah. Just
make you think, what's up with those keys?
But let me tell you, like I said, every step of this way, you're wondering what is happening
next. What's next? Exactly.
You've got to watch, even though there's clips here that you're seeing, you've got to watch the full movie to get the full effect of the suspense. The air, to the glance up at the door, the sound, the hair.
Yeah, because it's right in front of that door, and she'll where the vase fell.
Is actually not the woman's. The door we're talking
that
about.
Was upstairs.
Yes,
this is downstairs.
This is actually a closet
with a bunch of fur coats in it.
Yeah. Which the lady, Miss Ullman, was lying. She said she came from the basement to check with her furs, but they're all in here.
Yeah, she goes there's like, well, here they are. Dummy.
And this is where she finds the picture.
The picture of the family. And I don't know at what point when she's upstairs, she stands in front of that door. And I guess we can kind of, jump ahead at this. I don't know. When she's standing outside the door that we assume is the mother-in-law's.
Right.
She, doesn't go in, but then they pan over. And that's what I love. She doesn't go in the room, but they pan over just to show you what's in that room. And there's like a pentagram painted on the floor, and the dead family is just laying there. They killed the family.
Well, even before that, though, which... Yeah, I mean, I get you. We jumped ahead real quick there. But she when she sees that picture of that family, she's got a flashback of the car, and it's in the picture.
Right.
And she goes downstairs and gets a knife. So she's already looking to protect herself.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even when she goes to the toilet, she puts, toilet paper down on the seat. Yeah. So, I mean, she's really, looking to protect herself.
She doesn't want no poop on her legs.
Well, you don't know, sometimes people fan spray all over the seat and whatnot. And...
germs. And there were not Lysol wipes back in the 80s.
Right, and you love your Lysol. If you ever come over to his house and you got a cough or something,
no spray.
No, why not?
I never. Oh my god!
I thought you always use the spray.
I think I'm gonna breathe that crap in.
Yeah, it's good. It's Lysol.
I use the wipe.
Clean your lungs.
Get some of that glycinol directly in or whatever. I mean,
I thought you just sprayed it in your mouth, up your nose. I'm not getting nothing. I'm not catching no.
Oh, that's so disgusting.
Too bad you can't take it on a plane with you if you're sitting next to someone who's coughing.
Yeah, spray them down. Disinfect you. What are you doing to me? I'm suing you, you bastard. You stupid bastard. What are you doing? You're from Boston. Quisquit. Anyways, so this is when she did grab that knife, and she does end up making her way to that door, like you said. Right. Where she stops. Yeah. And I love the glimpse of her, like, the angles of this video like and everything.
From the top of the stairs.
Yeah, like she hears noise. Okay, so she's like, looking up there, and she's got that knife, and she's hiding it, and she's makes her way up.
Why is she hiding it?
I may have, you know what? She did try calling again.
Yeah, that happens throughout the whole movie. She keeps trying to call and call and call.
But you know what? I think at this point she's weary. That's why she's using the knife. But I think she still wants that $400 and is hoping probably somewhere in the back of her head that she's really there to watch the mother-in-law, I don't know.
No, I don't think I'd be thinking much of it at this point, man. I'm out. I'm walking. I'll walk home.
No,
calling an Uber.
I hear you. I would have been out there pretty darn fast too myself.
See, but I don't put myself in these situations to begin with. I'm just suspicious of everybody.
Well, I would have.
So you know,
I hear you.
I figure everybody's got an angle. So
no, yeah.
Everybody wants my body.
Well, yeah. Especially how you dress sometimes with your and your Ted walks around the streets of Cleveland here in dresses. I'm sorry, I'm just going to let it out there. He walks around in drag,
man. I mean,
and
when you got this 3-piece set hanging around in between, I mean, you need something to air it out with.
I mean, and you were real happy that I bought you 3 different shades of muumuus for Christmas this year.
Because I'm a little bit of a chunky guy,
But hey,
so what? Some chicks are chubby chasers.
Yeah, you're like the rhino.
Yeah, I am.
I have Ted plow through walls when I'm demolishing a new property.
I'm like Ram Man.
Yeah,
no wasting one, baby.
Ram Man. But it is cool, like you said, when she's at that door and they pan to the other side in the satanic ritual. This is where hey, this is all about the eclipse,
right?
Satan, the ritual, and it gets even more complicated at the very end,
right?
But yeah, at this point,
at the end, I don't know what the hell that is. At the end, I don't.
Well, we'll get to it. Yeah,
this individual that will show up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she orders her pizza.
Yes.
Because after you've been scared to death and hearing
pizza,
weird
pizza.
noises,
that's what he says. Pizza, pizza,
pizza, pizza. What you eating?
But,
and, we don't have smalls, just medium and large.
Yeah. Why? I don't understand.
And if you're paying attention when the pizza guy comes, because she had gotten freaked out up there, and then she hears the knock on the door, the doorbell, whatever it is, and runs down there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're paying attention to the guy when he hands her the pizza, you can tell it's the dude that shot the friend in the car because he's got the same kind of gloves on.
Yeah.
And they don't try to hide that from you because after she just like throws the $20 at him, keep change. Yeah. And he's, have a nice night.
Yeah. So this is where you kind of figure out that.
Because they pan up and you see him.
He's the son or whatever. But,
yeah, that's what I feel.
But anyway, she turns the TV on. Fright thing is on. Playing Night of the Living Dead.
Takes like 2 bites of pizza.
And she notices that it tastes very, very odd.
Something she don't like the taste of it, so she
spits
throws
it out.
Away.
And that garbage can too. It doesn't even got a bag in it.
Nah.
It's just.
But she did not eat very much of it for what happens.
She did.
Just saying.
No, I get that too. Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. I'm like, man.
Basically, they roofied the pizza.
They roofied the pizza because, she's going to end up passing out a little.
Or getting, disoriented.
Yeah. But how there was enough on there to get her drugged is beyond me. I don't know. But
I don't know.
I guess if you take a bite...
here's why the guy kept mentioning the pizza. Make sure you order that pizza.
Yeah.
And then they pan onto the drain because you're hearing some kind of weird noise down there. Yeah, she doesn't really play into anything. It's just
No, she's hearing something. I think. But like you said,
down in the basement.
Yeah, I don't know. She's hearing something there. So she makes her way to look like at the other bathrooms, I think, and stuff to see, where the noise is coming from. She's making her way around the upstairs again and stuff like that. And
12 hours at work.
Oh my God. I'm surprised Ted's not. He's yawning, but he ain't burping and belching yet.
No,
he's had a whole pop, some pizza.
I did. And it
he's
wasn't
good
roofied.
to go. It wasn't
Unless
roofied.
My wife's got plans then.
Well, you think it'll hit you about 2 hours later?
I don't know. In this movie, it hits her in about 6 minutes. But she goes. She's going to the bathroom, checking stuff out. Doesn't she open the shower curtain and there's a bunch of hair?
Yeah, that's the odd thing. She sees.
What is that all about?
Well, they cut all the hair off of the people they killed, and that for some reason the satanic ritual.
What for?
I have no idea.
There's hair in the bathroom.
If you notice when they're laid out in that room,
I don't think I noticed it.
Their hairs were all like they cut it up or something. So, but satanic rituals, I know when I do that, I use hair and fingernails and. Yeah, so it probably comes into play there.
I just use the bones of the Indians that are buried in my backyard because I just moved the headstones.
And this is where action starts. It starts picking up its pace.
Yeah,
I love how she walks up to the attic area.
Like, why is she walking around this house?
Yeah, I don't know.
I would stay downstairs, keep that knife handy, and first mofo that shows up, gets it between the shoulders.
Well, you know what? Well, she does fight the living daylights, but we'll talk about that.
There's a few weaknesses in this movie. But...
Okay. But I do like her getting up to that door, and she goes to pull the light on, and that's when, because you could tell somebody's behind the other door.
Yeah, you can hear something.
Yeah. And when she pulls it, the electricity just all goes out.
Yeah,
in the whole house.
Because she turned on every friggin' light in the house.
That's true. Yeah. And meanwhile, the eclipse is totally happening.
Right, and that's a neat thing that they do. Every once in a while, they just kind of remind you this eclipse is happening.
Yeah.
I guess like around midnight, it's supposed to be like the crescendo.
Yes.
When it's really supposed to hit.
Yeah. And I like how all the lights are off and she can see the light. Something like they must have lit a candle or lantern.
Oh, there's some
whatever.
Light in the other room, and you can see some feet, walking past.
And so there's somebody up there, and you can even see when she gets to the lower level, like them peeking through the crack or so, which is really very cool. But this is where the action really starts picking up.
Yeah. There's not much left after this. It was all that build up to come right here, and she's feeling disoriented.
The drugs take effect,
right? And she kind of
passes out, and she wakes up.
And again, she only took 2 bites of that pizza. I don't know what they used.
Yeah, but she ends up in a pentagram, candles all over the place.
Around, tied up, gagged.
And
her pants are unbuttoned.
Yeah. So and Mr. Oldman comes in his cape and
Yeah, not just a cape. I mean, he's wearing druid hood and
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, Obi-Wan Noonan comes out, and his wife's behind him.
The guy shows up.
That shot that girl. He's there too, and the whole satanic ritual's going on.
And we find out
totally different turn, man. Just like shot, just like, bam, right there.
Yeah, climax and
it's you know.
And you like when the fourth character comes. Right. And it's like, and I don't even know who this is, but
this was the woman who was in the house, and
right.
You can tell it's a female-ish character.
Yeah,
but
deformed face.
She just looks demonish.
Yeah,
you know?
she's the one in control of this ritual that's going on.
And she gets. I mean,
her face. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't even really describe what she is. I mean, but just someone who's not quite human.
Yes.
And
and she starts performing the ritual, and
feeling her belly,
and which comes into play at the end of the movie because she puts basically a pentagram on her belly, and and makes.
And while she's doing it, like everybody in the background, like Tom Noonan, he's just like this.
Oh yeah, well,
he's feeling the power.
In every satanic ritual, isn't that what you see? Like everybody's in ecstasy because of the Lord of the Sir Lucifer.
He's getting his jollies there. And,
something. But
and I don't know what kind of blood she's using to write the pentagram on the belly. But then
and she puts a big giant goat skull, like
a ram skull,
and fills it up. She cuts herself, fills it up with her own blood,
and then
pours it in her mouth.
Disgusting.
Oh.
And there's a couple of throwing up scenes.
I hate the taste of blood, Ted.
I like the taste of my own blood. You never suck some chick's blood?
I am a vampire.
A vampire.
I'm Johnny Depp in my acclaimed Dark Shadows movie.
God, don't even bring that movie up, man.
What a loser movie.
The only part of that movie I liked was the part where Alice Cooper was singing.
Yeah.
Dude, that movie... Now you're going to get me talking about it.
No. But she ends up somehow
getting her hand
free. Loose from that and
smacks that old crone across the face. And here's where I have a little bit of problem. All these other people are standing around, and one of them's a younger dude with a gun.
Yeah.
And she manages to fight them all off and get out of the room. Not only that, but untie her other arm and her leg.
Yeah,
and get out of the room while they're all there.
I know what you're talking about. Like, why did they all stay down there and just have the young guy run after her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why did they do that? And why didn't they all jump on her, attack her?
I figured Junior could, handle it, prove himself.
I get what you're saying there. I mean, but it doesn't ruin the story for me. I mean,
no, it doesn't ruin the story. It's just one of those cliched kind of things that wouldn't really happen in real life, but it's a movie. It's not real life.
Yeah. Anyway. And meanwhile, she's having like flashbacks of that lady's face,
right? And it's almost turning into her own face in some of the scenes.
And she pulls up her belly too, and shows that it's like got veins and stuff. So something's happening there.
Yes,
which we'll come to find out. You know,
and like I said, they flash some scenes, and I'm pretty sure it's her with like her mouth full of blood, and there's a few scenes where she's Ralphing up, because luck. And the Mrs. Ullman starts kind of chasing her around a little bit, and it's just a little chase up the stairs, down the stairs, trying to get away. She gets that. I don't know exactly how she got her hold of the knife. I think it was in the. Was it in the attic or is it in the basement? It's in the basement where they were doing the ritual.
Yeah.
And she got hold of that knife.
She did get.
Or when she ran upstairs, she grabbed a knife.
Somehow, yeah.
And then instead of running out of the house. That's what happened in the kitchen. Okay. And she runs up the stairs.
Yeah.
What Sidney Prescott told us in Scream, don't ever do. And
run out the door and take off.
The door.
Which she eventually does after she kills Mrs. Ullman too, right in the chest.
Right.
So she's got her, she's got the son.
Well, she struggles with the son. She even jabs out one of his eyes.
Yeah, and, that was
and he's got that gun, but he should know he can't kill her.
And meanwhile, you know what's weird though too? When she run through the hall, remember that her friend was in that house too with her face blown off.
That's the part I was going to bring up. Why is she in the house?
I have no idea. Not a part of the ritual.
The girl that he killed in the car, the foxy one, he dragged her body into the house because she stumbles over in the kitchen when she runs up the stairs.
Right.
And I'm watching the movie. I'm like, why is she even in the house?
Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah.
Right. I mean,
because they show her face blown off, and she's
no
just,
face. Man,
she's
that foxy face is gone.
There's no ritual there or nothing. Yeah, she's just laying there. But
Yeah. So that's one part of the movie I don't really get why that body's. I mean, unless it's just an excuse for us to see the face all blown off.
Could be. Yeah.
Which whatever, you spend money on those effects. We might as well put it in the movie.
Yeah, let's drag her in the house.
And
but anyway,
she grabs a knife in the kitchen, runs out. She in the struggle, I know she's like, to his eye.
Yeah.
And she ends up slitting his throat. She gets the best of him at one point with that knife and slits his throat. He's dead. Stabs Mrs. Ullman, like you said, and makes her way outside.
Yeah.
And then
runs
Tom Noonan's hobbling after her with his cane.
And they show the eclipse.
He comes up and he's like, Samantha, wait! Let me talk to you first. Let me speak. Let me speak to you.
And she just...
What?
She blows her head off.
Well, they're in the cemetery.
Yeah.
They're running and they're in the cemetery. And he is explaining to her, it doesn't matter what because she's feeling a rumbly in her tumbly.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it. You are a part of this. And,
so I think she puts two and two together, I think, with the whole...
Right. And she points the gun at him, but then when she puts the gun to her own head, that's when he starts freaking out. Like, no, don't. And bam! Blows her brains out.
Yeah, but we've come to find out that...
She didn't blow her brains out.
She didn't, yeah.
One more thing she sucks at.
She made a mistake, yeah. So it must have, I mean, she is in intensive care. She's out cold.
Yep,
but
she's in the hospital. We pan through a hospital, and we do see a news story that mentions, at midnight, scientists can't explain why the moon passed through much faster than they thought.
Yeah, that was very odd. I'm not sure how that fits into anything.
We never find out what happens to Tom Noonan.
No.
He did not die.
Yeah, that's true.
She didn't shoot him.
Well, he was bleeding pretty dang bad.
Yeah, because I don't know if she stabbed him or I think she may have cut him.
Yeah, something happened. I forget how he got stabbed, cut, or something. But anyway,
in the struggle, she went apeshit. I mean, as one would. But yeah, when she's in the hospital, her head's all bandaged up, and there's EKG monitors on her, and a nurse comes in, gives a little medication through the IV, and
God, love the big old monitor machines they got. Well, I guess they're kind of big nowadays too, though. I guess still, but
they're not really.
They're smaller.
Well, it's all remote now. Instead of all being hardwired and everything, it's all remote. And,
But the strange thing on how the movie ends is that they pretty much pat her on the belly.
Well, she's like, you poor thing. The nurse says, poor thing, you'll be okay. And then, pats her belly and says, both of you.
Right, which she's pregnant.
Yes.
Evidently with Satan's baby.
That's right.
And
come on, what girl hasn't? I've got 2 of them at home.
Hey, did you see those big blue veins, though?
One part. I didn't really notice it the first time.
You think you'd be wondering,
what's this?
Yeah, even the nurses and stuff doctor, there's some big old, this shouldn't be like
this. Look at these big old veins.
There's something wrong here. But
and then, it just kind of slowly pans up to her. And it just builds up to that. And there's, you don't need everything explained to you.
No.
I don't know who that old crone was. I don't know what her, name is in the credits. I don't even think, to tell you the truth, I think they just call her Mother.
Could be.
Yeah, I think in the credits she's just Mother.
Yeah.
And
the 911 operators
or Demon. No, I'm sorry, Demon.
Okay.
Demon. There was a thing in the credits that said Demon, Blue Demon, something.
They gave credit to the 911 operator, even though he said don't do that anymore.
Oh yeah, because we forgot to mention she accidentally called 911 when she was getting all nervous there, and the lady's, this is only used for emergencies. So,
but yeah, I mean, this
not a real long podcast. I mean, this movie
was awesome.
A lot of it is more feeling,
Feeling.
It's kind of
total atmosphere.
Right.
Feeling.
Atmosphere is a better word. Some of that's a little hard to translate verbally to you guys. When
we're
talking about it.
Yeah. Oh,
the story's very simple.
We can talk about it, but yeah. Go ahead.
It's a very simple story. But
it's the way, just like
the style, the atmosphere.
Yeah, like I say nowadays. I mean, it doesn't have to be a complex storyline to be a good movie.
Hateful Eight. Very simple storyline.
Yeah, well, Quentin Tarantino's known for that. I mean, that guy's He does some. I mean, he knows. He knows
you can
how
take
to do
a
it,
simple
man.
story and make it something big.
Yeah, yeah.
Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is a simple story. Guys after $250,000, but it's just when you've got some talent and some style, and can stretch that out and make something bigger than just that story.
Yeah,
and that's what he did with the atmosphere and the homages to the 1980s. Especially if you grew up like us watching movies like that in the 70s and 80s, either on VHS or late night TV or cable when it first came out.
Yeah.
Because I remember when cable was new. So that's, it's kind of neat to watch those things go, oh, I remember that. And really, nothing in this movie fails it, where, it stayed true to an homage to the 80s, and it is not just by what's in the movie, but also the style that the movie was made in, the atmosphere.
100%. I mean, Ty West did an awesome job.
Right. I'm a fan. I've seen, I think, 3 of the 4 films he's done, and I've liked them all. So
awesome. I think it's very cool.
Yeah, check out Innkeepers. Check out The Sacrament.
Yep.
That was more of like a found footage, and I know that was kind of like a thing for a while. But I'd
like to see his spin on it. I never seen the movie.
And The Sacrament deals more with like a Jonestown, if you know Jim Jones, if you know.
Yeah, that's where people all
South of it. The purple Kool-Aid. They all drank the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, they're all jonesing for a fix.
It's not Jim Jones, but it's basically.
Oh, Jim Jones. I thought you meant that movie where everybody's just like, the whole movie's just about people jonesing, man. I'm jonesing for a cheeseburger, man. And the
that sounds good.
Yeah. I'm jonesing for some Taco Bell. No, not that.
Well,
anyways,
I mean, it comes right out of me.
I'm jonesing.
It's like it doesn't even digest. It's just woohoo! Like it's a slide through my intestines.
Taco Bell's lubricants for your intestinal tract.
Yeah, like if you ever have to colonoscopy, you don't need to go lightly, man. You just eat some Taco Bell.
Horror go lightly. A new thing in town. The taco flows through me. And I poop and I pee. Whatever. Anyways, probably people might not even stick around for the very ending, the best part of the podcast. Anyways, I think next week are we going to do Slither?
Yeah, we talked with Nathan Fillion, one of my favorite actors, because I'm a big fan of Firefly. Cool. Not so much Castle, but he was in Buffy and Firefly, and I love those shows. Yeah, another movie I haven't seen. So Slither. You've never seen Slither? No. I saw it in the theaters when it came out one time. And I do remember I liked it. Yeah. I just haven't seen it since. And what's that guy's name that played in Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer? He was that. He was in Walking Dead too. Walking Dead as well. I know the TV show. Yeah, I can't tell you. He was the blue guy in Guardians of the Galaxy. I can't remember the guy's name. He's famous. I know. He's in everything. I know. Yeah. And he's awesome. But he's in that movie too. Yeah. So Slither next week. Going to be awesome. Yeah, I already got it on my thing ready to watch. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube if you're watching this and you've gotten this far and you haven't subscribed. Right. Subscribe. You got nothing better to do. Because we're really speeding things up in Vietnam. Mm-hmm. I think we've really took on about a million new contestants from the show. Oh yeah, that we do out there, and that reminds me, we need the tickets right away for that. Mm-hmm. But anyways, and we do that show in Vietnamese. We speak the language. And, I mean, we try to tailor it for the audiences. Yeah. And, we're linguists. We use our linguid. Yeah. Wordage. Anyways, we are going to let you guys go. Yeah, it's late. Yeah, and it's raining. Catch you next time. I love me a little bit of air guitar before we head on out. And I like me a little bit of ear drum. I'm not good at it, but I was trying.